Hello, everyone, and hello, Anke. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. For those who just started to watch the new series of ALTO interviews that we are conducting, just to remind you all that currently we are talking with industry leaders, the ALTO members, just to get a grasp of the feel of what is happening in the language travel industry in general. So today we have our guest, Anke Menkhorst. She's the CEO of the ESL Education Group. Thank you again, Anke, for joining us today. And my name is Selim Dervish. I'm the director of Academia United, an agency based out in Istanbul, also operating in the Middle East and in London. So, Anke, we are, out of the blue, out of all, suddenly in this new world, let's put it that way, or the new norm, as some scientists and some politicians calling it. In general, how are you getting on with this on a personal level? How is it going for you?
So I'm totally fine at the moment, but I live in Spain, Barcelona, and so in Spain the confinement was, I guess, a true lockdown. So we were really restricted in the things we could do. And the first 2 weeks, because it was a real crisis and everybody was finding their feet, it was kind of okay working from home. But then the third week, I was really grumpy because I just missed seeing people, and it also felt like the only thing we were doing is trying to limit damage instead of building things. And we started the year 2020 in a very good shape, so it was really kind of adjusting to the new world. But then I think the fourth week and the fifth week, we started to really work together well as a leadership team. And I finally, I think, found my feet and got used to the fact that I really don't see anybody in real life. But I still miss that. I really miss, I think even if there's 2 meters of social distance, it is still better to be with somebody in the same room. That's my personal opinion.
I think we all miss that. That's definitely something we're all missing, especially working in a very social business environment with very close contacts with our partners. That's totally understandable. If we move into a little bit business, so if you talk about business, in terms of challenges, from your experience, expertise, and point of view, what kind of challenges have your business gone through during the initial periods of the crisis, and what happened as the crisis developed into something bigger than what people were anticipated it to be?
Yeah, so I think the first week of the crisis, I wasn't even in Europe, I was in the US. So the first kind of practical point was just to be in the same time zone and start working together with the team to understand what was happening. And every day was different. And I think everybody really had to find their feet. And I do think that from the beginning, we took a very structured approach to the crisis. And the first things we did was really making sure our students were safe. So we had a couple of thousand of students that had to come back. So that was a lot of work, making sure that they came back okay, that they felt okay. And then after that, we spent a lot of time trying to get our students to accept vouchers. And I think as an agency, we took that responsibility also really in a big way, and that's hard work. So I think this is where we spend a lot of time. We had to furlough a big part of our sales team, and we really started to work in a different way, work online, had weekly webinars with the whole team in a very interactive way, because we realized we needed to find different ways to continue to talk and make sure that communication flows in two ways. Business-wise, as I think we all know, new bookings were not coming in. All bookings of last year would have been cancelled. So it was really tough. And I think as we moved on, now we really see a lot of brotes verdes, so green shoots. So I see a growing number of schools reopen. We ourselves are going to reopen some of our offices next week. We have 42 offices across Europe. And part of managing this crisis was also the fact that we're in 9 different countries, and the rules and the situation was and is different everywhere. So that has taken up a lot of our time. But at this moment, we are really looking forward again. And I think we're accepting the situation as it is, and we are looking for opportunities and maximizing the situation, and hopefully soon bringing back many students to our school partners.
And now that, Anke, you mentioned the opportunities, I think this is also an important area that, everyone is trying to put their focus on in these challenging and difficult times. Before the COVID-19 even happened, within the industry, there has been big news with mergers and acquisitions, moves from big players. And one of those news actually was positively welcomed by the community, Kaplan acquiring the ESL. That was big news at the time when it came out. From that point onwards, and the fact that it happened just very recently, what kind of opportunities do you see in these challenging times, as a last question that is for you?
Yeah, so I think the opportunity for us is to have the means to continue our growth. Yeah, I think that is what it represents for us to be part of a bigger group. And we continue to be an independent agency, but we are now, for example, in some of our strategic IT projects, far better resourced and far better supported than we would have been in the past. So I think that to me is one of the big advantages. And I expect as a consequence of Corona, I think Corona is going to be a tipping point for a lot of things. And I think definitely for this industry, I do anticipate more consolidation, more concentration. This industry will survive. I truly believe in the role we have to fulfill in this world. And I believe in face-to-face language courses, the real immersive experience. But at the same time, I think in the structure of our industry, some changes will take place.
Well, Anke, thank you so much for these great and positive vibes. As we are about to close the interview, I want to say to you and to everyone watching us, stay positive but test negative. Do you want to add a last message to our viewers?
Well, I would say Churchill has this famous quote. And in the beginning of the crisis, I thought it was very kind of sarcastic and ironic. But in the meantime, I put it on my computer here and I look at it every day. He said, "Never waste a good crisis." We are where we are, and let's use it and use it in making things better for the future.
That's a great saying. Well, Anke, thank you so much again. We have today Anke Menkhorst, the CEO of ESL Education. Hopefully, we will see you in another series of interviews. Thank you so much, Anke, again for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.